welcome to Fireball Run, Enid, Oklahoma. I guess this is our second edition show. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Steve Keim. I have the privilege of serving as the Public Relations and Marketing Director for the City of Enid. And we get to talk to you about Fireball Run that's coming September 30th in Enid, Oklahoma. You heard a lot of variety of things about this event. I've got two gentlemen as my special guests that will give us all the answers, everything that we needed to know about Fireball Run. These guys will have that answer. Before we get with our special guests, I want to say special thank you to Merrifield Furniture and also to Enid Floral and Gifts for their help in our studio setup today. Well, Aaron Brownlee's with me and Dr. Vanhooser, Commissioner, and several other names that you have. So I may call you Commissioner or Dr. Vanhooser. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
You bet. Glad to be here.
Aaron, right off the bat, Fireball Run, why did you want to get involved personally? Or do you know what you've gotten yourself into?
I think we're in for a big surprise either way.
Yeah.
Dr. Vanhooser asked me to be on his team. I was honored to do so, and I'm excited about the event. But as I learn more about it, the personal side of it, I'm really excited about potentially finding some missing children and going out and advertising the great things we have here in Enid.
As I'm out and about in the community, people talk about Fireball Run, but they think it's a race that they're trying to get from point A to point B as soon as you can, and it's not that. It's an opportunity to help a local nonprofit that people don't know about. It's about finding missing children. It's also about 42 teams of individuals who want to give back. They have the philanthropy spirit, if you will. So, same question to you, Dr. Vanhooser. I know you're a car enthusiast, so that probably got you in this right off the bat. But what are your involvement in this? You know, what was your personal involvement?
Well, I've been in Enid for almost 15 years now. Of course, this is home. So I needed something to do to give back. And so, as you know, there's a lot of things you can do. You can get involved with community affairs and various projects, philanthropic type things. And I kind of chose the political route in a sense and ran for commissioner. And so this is just kind of an extension of that. This opportunity came available because of my role in the city government. And so it's a great opportunity to show what Enid's about. We're going to have anywhere from 1.5 to 2 million people who will be exposed to what we have to offer here in Enid, as Aaron said. So great opportunity to promote Enid, to promote what we're doing. And the Fireball Run is just a vehicle to get there. So it'll be a lot of fun.
As you can see on our set today, they got the memo about sport coats. I did not, sorry about that. But we have the Fireball logo patch that probably will go on their uniforms, and there's a medallion, and there's a helmet, and all kinds of goodies, if you will. So my question is, with all of this, what do you expect a typical, Aaron, what do you think a typical day is going to be like? Do you know?
Really, all we know, Steve, is where we're going to sleep at night. And
that's important.
That's important.
One of the towns we're worried about.
Yeah, we start in Frisco and we kind of make our way up, of course, through Enid on the 30th and end up in Independence, Missouri. But the activities in between, we're really not sure about. And those are, I think we'll learn about as we solve some of the clues and go from community to community. But as far as a daily activity and schedule, we're in the dark.
Well, I realize that Frisco, Texas, as you mentioned, will be the kickoff or the first city to get Fireball Run of 2014 off and running. And then there's communities along the way. I think there's 8 or 9 other cities that you will visit as a team. And I think Ardmore is the city before you come to Enid.
Right.
Do you have any other hints on how the drive between cities is supposed to be? We know, and I guess you've been given instruction, that it's not this race, beat the speed or exceed the speed limit deal, but you've got to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, we have to get there by, I think 5:30 is the finish line each day, much like when we come here on September 30th. We'll be arriving in Enid in mass at 5:30. And we know that we leave and we have to be in line with the cars, lined up, ready to roll at 9:30 in the morning. So sometime around 9:30, we think they're going to hand us a packet with our assignment for the day, which we have to solve, and we're going to need some community involvement for that, which we can talk about in a bit. But we have to solve these clues, and so between 9:30 and 5:30, we've got to go on our missions and then end up in the next town. So when we leave Frisco, Texas on Sunday morning, we have to be in Camden, Arkansas by 5:30 that night. Well, it's a couple of hundred miles. Now, we're told they're going to stick a GPS in our car that if we disconnect, we get disqualified. And that GPS unit is designed to track us so that we don't speed. And so they're going to keep pretty tight control of us, I think. But we have to get from one place to the other and do missions in between. And as he said, we really don't know much else besides that.
The missions will occur in different communities too, so not all the teams are going to the same place. And I think we'll go from Frisco to Camden, Arkansas, but I think there are 3 or 4 different routes that cars will follow.
I see.
And so we don't know which route we'll follow, and we don't know which clues we have to solve.
By the time you get to Enid, you'll be pros, you'll know how to do all of this, and you'll be on your way.
We'll at least know what to expect by then.
Yeah, that's true.
If we get to Enid, it'll just be time to change out our clothes and see our wives for 5 minutes.
Sleep in our own bed.
Sleep in our own beds, maybe, yeah.
My special guest today is Aaron Brownlee and also Dr. David Vanhooser. Thank you for joining us on this special edition of Fireball Run, Enid, Oklahoma style. The gentleman had an opportunity to go to Booker T. Washington, the community center, and kind of tour that facility, and we'll talk about that right after this. Thank you for joining us today on this special edition of Fireball Run, and I'm calling it Enid, Oklahoma style. Special guests Aaron Brownlee and Dr. David Vanhooser, and also Ward 6 Commissioner, and we've been talking about their involvement in this event, what the event is all about. One aspect that we may lose sight of is this is really a philanthropy effort. You have an opportunity to really bless, if I can use that word, a nonprofit in a variety of communities, and you continue to give back. The Booker T. Washington Community Center is the designated charity or nonprofit for Enid, Oklahoma for Fireball Run. What does that mean to you and then all the participants? What involvement will they have in the Booker T. Washington Community Center?
What a tremendous organization, Booker T. Washington. If you haven't been through there, you need to take a tour. Clifford Porter is the director there, and it's just a phenomenal man with a lot of passion about what they're doing. The Fireball Run has chosen to adopt in Enid, Booker T. Washington as our charity of choice. And what that means is each team will come in and either make a financial or some kind of in-kind contribution to that organization. And from what I understand, the Fireball Run crew or the whole event is adopting the computer room in that facility. And so as a result of this, I hope, and Clifford hopes, that they'll have all updated equipment and updated space in that area, and hopefully impact some kids at a different level.
We've had the opportunity to visit with Clifford, and I agree with you. He has a passion for young people and really what he wants to do. Now, are you aware of the other nonprofit groups in the other communities at this date? Or, because my understanding is that there's another Booker T. Washington Community Center in Camden, Arkansas, or in Frisco or something. Do you know any more about?
We know that in each city that we go to, that the mayor of that city has chosen an organization to support. I don't know the names of them. We'll kind of see them when we get there. We're going to each make contributions in each city as we go along, and each of the teams will to those various organizations to try and promote them. So there will be one in every town, and the one for Enid is just Booker T. Washington.
As you can tell, we know everything and anything about this event, but seriously, there's so much that is kept from Team Enid and the other team members because it's not this secret effort, if you will, but there are certain guidelines that these gentlemen have to live by on this particular event. And so not everything in the world is revealed to everyone. So if you think that we have all the answers and we don't, say, why don't they know about this? Well, it's in fairness to all the teams that are involved that they'd want to share all that information. Well, to my right, I have this, looks like solid gold to me. It says Team Enid, and it's got Aaron Brownlee and Dr. David Vanhooser, and it's got the Fireball Run logo. I've already described the coin, but tell us, gentlemen, how do we get one of these coins, or what are you going to do with these coins as you're traveling across the country?
Well, these coins, Steve's not giving himself credit. I think he designed these for us, so they're really nice
You want
coins.
to say that again, just in case they didn't?
We're going to hand these out as we go. These are kind of our VIP coins, I guess. We've given them to a few people here locally that have already helped us with this project. And we'll take it around. We'll give it to some of the mayors and dignitaries and so forth as we go around. We're going to have a lot of things that we're handing out. In particular, we're going to be this missing child part of this. We have 10,000 posters that we're going to be handing out in every city and every place that we go that identify the missing child that is for our child, for Enid. And so we're going to hand those out as we go around. And we also have little playing cards that have Team Enid, something about the city on it that we're going to be handing out. So we have lots of those also. So we'll be passing those out between here and Independence, Missouri as we go around for 8 days.
And that's really how we bring awareness to the missing children along the way.
You know, one of the unique features of Fireball Run is the emphasis of finding America's missing children. Dr. Vanhooser, I know, and Aaron, I know that you've kind of been assigned, or you have flyers that you will hand out in regard to finding one of America's missing children. What can you tell us about the child that you've been assigned or in hopes to find?
Sydney Cater is her name. She's 16 years old and she's been missing since last year from Oklahoma City. Okay. And it's amazing, the Missing Child Network has found a large number of these kids simply by public awareness. Aaron, you kind of know how many Fireball Run has recovered.
Over the first 7 years of this show airing, they have found 42 missing children. So we hope that we can stay on average there and find another 6 this year.
We raise the awareness, and then there's a little QR thing for your smartphone that gives you the number of where to call. If you happen to have seen Sydney somewhere, then we can, where they can track her down, or they'll give leads to the appropriate authorities. So it's very, very helpful, and she's from this part of the country, so we're hoping as we tour kind of southwest and up towards Missouri that we're going to be in an area where maybe she's just either been taken to or moved away to, or somebody will recognize her. So we're very hopeful that we can make it 43, and we'd love for Team Enid's child to be the one that we find this year.
They have some reason to believe that these kids are located in the Midwest. So I know that some of them are from Florida or from New England, and they have some reason to believe that they're along our path or somewhere nearby. So as we bring awareness and as we hand out our materials, then hopefully we run into someone that has encountered this child or a number of these children.
And I really encourage individuals that are watching our program today to go to fireballrun.com and really learn more about the missing children effort and the 42 children that you'd mentioned, how important, and just really the opportunity to give back. Now, we've been involved in this process, it seems like 12 to 15 years, of Fireball Run. Seems like it's been quite some time. We had the unveiling of the car, you did a photo shoot, you've been meeting people, there's so many people behind the scenes, if you will. This is Team Enid that we're going to rally around and support and help in every way possible. But Aaron, you were talking a little bit earlier that there's been a lot of people behind the scenes that will help and have been helping. And can you kind of expand upon that?
It's been so great. We've had tremendous community support so far. And from everywhere that I go and where Dr. Vanhooser goes, it seems like we're always running into people that are interested and supportive of the effort. So I think that says a lot about the passion in the community and the tremendous things that we have to offer here and how proud we all are of it. Wade Burleson, we've asked him, he's the pastor at Emmanuel Baptist Church, and we've asked him to be our trivia chair. He's a brilliant man and knows a lot about this part of the country and the history surrounding this area. And so he's putting together a team of people behind him to help us solve some of the clues along the way. We wouldn't be able to do it without efforts from him and some of the other people on the team. And we have email addresses also. Mine is aaron@teamenid.com, and Dr. Vanhooser's is drv@teamenid.com. And if you happen to have something that you'd like for us to share with some of these folks along the way, then please email us and tell us what that might be. And then lastly, we need everyone to turn out on September 30th. We want everyone to enjoy this event. We need to showcase the great things that we have in Enid. We're going to be talking it up the first few days of the Fireball Run, but it's everybody's responsibility in this community to turn out and actually show them how great this town is. And so we're hoping that a lot of people show up on September 30th. And then the morning as we leave on October 1st, huge involvement there again, and see all the teams off. And I think it's a tremendous opportunity for this community to really rally behind something special that may have years and years worth of dividends to come through in the future.
Thank you, Aaron. Dr. Vanhooser, I was going to ask you, did you have any thought that when you purchased your car that it was going to be in a Fireball Run down the road in years?
No, in 2009 when I purchased that car, it was just really nice looking car. It was the premier luxury sports car at the time, and the fact that James Bond drove it in the movie, had nothing to do with my interest in the car, of course. But who'd have thought 5 years later that we'd be able to use it for something like this? And that's one of the other fun things that's going to happen on that Tuesday night when we come back to Enid. It'll actually happen in every town, but for us and for our citizens in Enid, when we get back on the 30th, there's going to be 39 other cars, that some of which are pretty cool. There'll be a few Ford pickups and some Broncos and this and that, but there's going to be some really neat cars that will come, and they're all going to be downtown, and we're hoping that Tuesday night is much like a First Friday in Enid. The Enid Event Center, there's tickets available to that dinner that night. I think they're $30, and they're through the Enid Visitors Bureau. So you can buy tickets to come to the dinner. We're going to turn the Enid Event Center into a drive-in theater. And there's going to be some really expensive, very, very nice old antique cars provided by the local group here in Enid inside the event center. And then we're going to have all the cars from the competitors there. I think the Corvette Club is coming. I think the Harley Davidson group is coming. So there's going to be lots of things going on downtown. So a lot of things to see and to do. And then that morning as we leave, then of course all the cars will line up again. And if people want to get a good look at a variety of different kinds of sports cars, and I know there's some Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and I think there's a Bentley Continental that's running this year.
Just everyday cars.
Just everyday cars.
And the Transformer cars.
And the Transformer cars we just found out about. That's going to be cool.
That'll be
And
cool.
my 64 Ford pickup will be in there. No, I'm just kidding. So, I better get some tires on this thing before the 30th. And we want to remind everyone, as Dr. Vanhooser has shared with you, September 30th, it is an Enid event. It is a public event. Tickets for the dinner are $30. First come, first serve. If you want to see these cars, if you want to participate, if you want to be this ambassador to welcome people to the community, you can come to the finish line. But however, this drive-in cookout event in the event center is available for $30 for that ticket. But again, you've got to beat everybody else to get there, so we encourage you to get that ticket as soon as possible. Gentlemen, it's really been good to visit with you, because I know both of you have really hectic schedules. In closing, my question is this. Dr. Vanhooser, you had mentioned something about the coin, and you would give this to dignitaries and stuff like that. Your team Enid, you are our ambassadors for our great community. I'll ask both of you in our closing comment here. How does that feel to know that, yeah, you're an ambassador here within the city limits, but you have an opportunity, since this is being live streamed globally, you have the opportunity to be that ambassador around the globe for Enid. How does that make you feel?
Well, it's a real privilege, and it's very humbling, because there's going to be a lot of people who will think about Enid based on what they see in this live broadcast. And so, what they think of me and how I look is going to reflect on Enid, and how Aaron looks and how we, carry ourselves. And that's a lot of responsibility. Something we're looking forward to. It'll be a lot of fun. It's just average people. As a general rule, that are on these teams. Some of them are extremely wealthy. Some of them are dignitaries. There's a few celebrity types. We've got some drag car drivers that are going to be with us. So lots of different people. But for us locally, it's a fabulous opportunity to represent Enid, a city that I strongly believe in and am very proud of, and I'm very happy to do it.
So you're on the spot, Aaron. You're an ambassador for us.
Well, I should have gone first.
Yeah.
I would echo what he had to say. Sure. It's a huge privilege, and we're just so excited to share the story, to share about the great people and the great opportunities inside of Enid. But to be able to represent that on a personal level means a ton. And I think that we're going to go out and give it our best shot, and hopefully we'll make the whole community proud.
Well, it's an exciting time for everyone, that's for sure. Dr. Vanhooser, thank you. Appreciate
Thank
your
you,
time.
Steve.
Aaron,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Steve.
Well, this is Team Enid, and they're also, in my opinion, the two best dressed participants of Fireball Run. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Fireball Run, Enid, Oklahoma style. Again, September 30th, please circle that date on your calendar. We need everybody in the world. Bring your pets as well. We need everybody at the finish line on September 30th downtown, north of the courthouse there by the gazebo. That will be the finish line area. And as Aaron mentioned, you know, they're going to leave us on Wednesday morning, October 1st, because they got to go to another city to make a difference. And we encourage people to come out that Wednesday morning for that send-off. So continue to watch our programs as we share a little bit more about Fireball Run, and go to their website as well. Thank you for being with us today. Hope you've learned a lot about this event. It has an opportunity to really showcase what Enid is all about. Thank you for being with us today.